Hello, this is Richie from PlayStationCountry.com, and today I'm taking a look at Far Cry 4 on the PlayStation 4. And as you can see here, it's a sort of, first-person shooter, but there's a lot more to it than that. However, being an Ubisoft game, as you might expect, it's going to be a sandbox, open-world kind of action game with lots of story missions, interesting characters, things to do, places to see, but also loads of side missions as well, including things such as races and hunting trips, all that kind of stuff that if you're a fan of Far Cry, that won't be anything new to you. And actually that's maybe the game's main problem, and one of the few problems that it actually has. If you had said to me at the beginning of playing this game that, look, I'm giving you Far Cry 3 High Def Remastered Edition, and you took out the cutscenes, it'd be a couple of hours before I even knew that, hang on, this isn't Far Cry 3 at all. It's that similar. You do all the same stuff as you did in the previous game. You're in a similar kind of world. It's large, there's outposts everywhere, there's towers that you need to climb up to unlock, more of the map. And there isn't that many new gameplay elements. Here you can see some sort of grappling that helps you climb around a bit, but apart from that, it's very similar to Far Cry 3. But that said, Far Cry 3 was really, really good, and unlike other games in Ubisoft's library, it actually was a bit of a change to the games that came before it. Far Cry 1 wasn't really a sandbox game, and Far Cry 2 wasn't any fun whatsoever, whereas Far Cry 3 was just really enjoyable, and Far Cry 4 just takes the exact same elements and just runs with it a little bit further. So that means you've got lots of collectibles, like you see here, lots of things to do, lots of ways of getting around the island, and that's great. The story itself is a little bit throwaway. It involves you being kidnapped initially by Stewie Griffin from Family Guy, and then you break out of there, or you get rescued, and then next thing you know, your character, who is basically just a bit of an everyman, ends up being sort of a local hero who just naturally also happens to be really, really good with a sniper rifle. Unless, of course, you're crap at games, at which point he's really bad with a sniper rifle, but, you get the idea. He can sort of pretty much do anything. Luckily, though, he's not a complete douche with a load of twatty traveller mates, which was the case in Far Cry 3, so that's good. The characters that you meet are, they're kind of interesting, like this guy here, a little bit generic, a little bit kind of, people that you wouldn't really want to hang out with, but you're on an island with a lot of people trying to kill you, so you better make friends. Here's a guy trying to kill some sort of weird goat thing, that's fine. But where Far Cry 4 really shines is in the combat. The gunplay in this game is just absolutely fantastic. Now recently I spent a couple of days with Destiny, and I loved the gunfighting in that, but unfortunately the story and the actual mission structure and everything else about it was absolute bollocks. Whereas, here, the story's pretty good. It takes you on some kind of weird twists and turns. It's pretty standard, but it's really, really well presented and very playable. And when you're in a fierce battle, trying to take out like an outpost, as we are here, and everything goes to shit, and next thing you know, you're running around with a flamethrower or grenade launcher and blowing up cars and all of that good stuff, there's few games that are as satisfying when it comes to gunplay as this game is. And as much as I kind of wanted to kind of sneer at the game for being just another Ubisoft game and for being so similar to Far Cry 3, I found it really hard to put the thing down. And when it does what it's doing, it does it really, really well. The stealth feels kind of natural, the gunplay feels super satisfying, even the racing isn't that bad, even though it does have a kind of weird control method where all of the car or whatever vehicle you're using, all of the actions of it are controlled off of the left stick. Hey, here we are on an elephant, setting fire to people with a flamethrower. And if you don't think that's brilliant, then this isn't the game for you, and gaming isn't for you, and life isn't for you, because there's nothing better than running around on an elephant setting fire to pricks, and that's a fact. Overall then, like I say, I can't be cynical about the game because it's so good. Now, if Far Cry 5 comes along and is you know, this little a jump from Far Cry 4 as 4 was from 3, then we're going to have problems. But for now, this is probably my favourite, no, in fact definitely my favourite of the Ubisoft sandbox series. Yeah, that's the word. So for now, I'm giving this game a big fat 9 out of 10. There's very few issues, none that stop the game from being tremendously good fun, and you should probably check it out immediately. But more importantly, check out PlayStationCountry.com, or else we're going to send around an elephant to destroy your face. What?